Hi, everybody. I hope that you're having a wonderful Monday so far. As you can see, I am back in the district this week after being in Harrisburg last week for committee hearings and for budget hearings. So it's good to be back in the district, and I'm looking forward to some of the events that we're doing later this week, and I'm super excited to tell you about those. But first, it's time for the rundown. Taking the number one spot, the American Rescue Plan continues to progress through Congress and appears it's going to make its way to the president's desk quite soon. And here's a few highlights about how Pennsylvania will benefit. You can see some of the numbers here, and I'm going to tell you what they mean. So Pennsylvania is going to receive an estimated $7.285 billion to respond to COVID, to provide government services that were struggling because of some of the revenue deficits we're facing, and to invest in our infrastructure. Additionally, separate from that, our cities and our counties are going to receive about $5.67 billion to do much of those same things. Pennsylvania is also going to receive about $100 million in federal funding for capital projects that are going to do things like enable work, education, and health monitoring in response to this ongoing public health emergency. Pennsylvania is also going to get $5.2 billion in K through 12 education funding from the federal government. And there's going to be billions of dollars in housing support. We just don't know exactly how much for Pennsylvania yet. We're still waiting on those numbers. And of course, let's not forget those $1,400 checks. Now, this is exciting because, as you know, we're struggling on the state level in Pennsylvania to make sure that all of those critical programs that people are really relying on in this time when folks are struggling are fully funded. So to have the support, this federal funding that we're getting right here, will be quite exciting. So here's hoping the president gets to his desk and he's able to sign that quite soon. At number 2 on the rundown, it's a good thing that we're getting some funding for infrastructure because Pennsylvania barely got a passing grade this year. The American Society of Civil Engineers gave PA's infrastructure a C- grade, which is certainly not a grade to be proud of. So we can put that infrastructure funding to good use. And at number 3, the Department of Labor and Industry announced a Back to Work Pennsylvania plan that would dedicate $3 billion to educational and job-related initiatives to get Pennsylvanians back to work post-pandemic. We'll see how successful that ends up being. But certainly making sure that folks are able to get back to work and have some of that economic security is a really important part of my platform. So I'll be fighting to make sure that people have those resources. If you have any questions for me throughout any of this, of course, remember, you can always drop them into the comment section. I can see them, and if I'm still on, I'm able to answer them live, so feel free. A couple other things here. Let's talk district events. I am super excited. Typically we would have you all in for an in-person office opening. We would have some snacks and some drinks and some mingling. But for now, unfortunately, we'll have to settle for Zoom. So that is happening. You'll get a tour. You'll get to hear about the resources that we provide. You'll get to meet our staff. You'll get to ask some questions, and it'll be on Zoom. I am dropping the registration link for that in the chat now. So be sure to join us then. We will answer any questions that you have about what we do. You can ask me anything. As you all know, I'm an open book, so I'm really looking forward to that. We also have an upcoming community cleanup day in Arlington. So that'll be Saturday, March 27th from 10 a.m. to noon. I'm excited about that. We'll, of course, be masked and socially distanced and all those good things. And if you would like us to come and do a cleanup with you or a community group in your neck of the woods, just let me know and we'll be happy to get that on the calendar. Now, also be sure to save the date for March 20th at 11 a.m. It's going to be a panel event where we're bringing together environmentalists and union leaders to talk about how we can both protect the environment and create good family-sustaining jobs. So I'm super excited about that. It's pretty rare that we get both of those groups in the same room talking about how we move forward together. So I'll have more details for you about the event soon, but I'm really excited that we'll be doing that. A couple other updates on vaccines. A reminder that if you are an adult over the age of 65, you can call this phone number down here, scrolling down the bottom of the screen to get you registered for the COVID-19 vaccine if you would like it. And of course, if you are having any issues with state services, whether vaccines or unemployment or anything else, rent rebates, all that good stuff, please feel free to reach out to my office. We are here for you anytime. We will be happy to help you with any issue that you're having. All right, well, that's it for the recap. I'm super excited about all the federal funding that we'll hopefully be getting into Pennsylvania soon. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Take care.